Never stop reading the Bible. Today we're jumping into a really incredible story. It's all about a promise that was followed by 13 long years of total silence. It's a story that involves a new identity, a future that seems completely impossible, and one of the boldest negotiations you'll ever hear. A man literally arguing with the divine to save an entire city.
So let's just put ourselves in that position for a second. How do you hold on to faith in a promise you've been waiting on for 13 years? I mean, really think about that. Over a decade of waiting, what does that do to a person?
And that's exactly where our story kicks off. We meet a man named Abram 13 years after his first son, Ishmael, was born. And for that entire time, on this huge, life-altering promise he'd been given, just crickets. Nothing.
And then, just like that, the silence is broken. The promise, which is this sacred binding agreement called a covenant, is renewed. But this time it's different. This time it comes with a physical, permanent sign that's going to define an entire people.
And that sign was circumcision. This one act became this foundational ritual that would set this group apart from everyone else, a visible, lasting mark of their unique relationship with God.
But you know, it wasn't just a physical thing. This renewal was also about a massive shift in who they were, and it was sealed with new names for both Abram and his wife.
And this change is huge. You've got Abram, which means exalted father, suddenly becoming Abraham, father of a multitude. His wife Sarai becomes Sarah. You see, these aren't just nicknames. It's like their whole destiny is being rewritten right into their identities.
So what was this new destiny? Well, the promise was super specific, and honestly, it sounded completely impossible. Abraham, who's now almost 100 years old, and his wife Sarah, who was way past childbearing age, were told they were going to have a son, together.
So when Abraham hears this incredible promise, his reaction is just so human. It's not this moment of pure faith, it's disbelief. He actually laughs out loud at how absurd it sounds.
But God doubles down on the promise, even giving the son a name, Isaac. And at the same time, Abraham's first son, Ishmael, is also assured a blessing. He too would become the father of a great nation.
Okay, so the story takes another sharp turn. 3 mysterious visitors show up at Abraham's tent. And let me tell you, this is no ordinary visit. This is a moment where everything changes.
So 3 figures just appear to Abraham in the middle of a hot day. And as the scene plays out, it's pretty clear these aren't just some random travelers. They confirm the promise again, a son, within a year. Sarah, who's listening from inside the tent, has the exact same reaction as her husband. She laughs. And that's what leads to one of the most powerful questions in this whole story.
But confirming the promise of a son isn't the only reason they're there. The visit has a second, much darker purpose. They're there to tell Abraham that the nearby cities of Sodom and Gomorrah are about to be destroyed for their wickedness.
Now, hearing this shocking news leads to this absolutely remarkable conversation. Instead of just accepting it, Abraham steps up and starts to negotiate for the very lives of the people in Sodom.
I mean, this part is just wild. Abraham's boldness here is kind of breathtaking. He doesn't just ask once, he goes back 6 times. He respectfully haggles, chipping away at the number. What about 50 righteous people? No? Okay, how about 45, 40, 30, all the way down to just 10 people?
And that's where this story leaves us, with this deep, timeless question. We just saw a man laugh at a promise he thought was impossible, and then turn around and boldly argue for mercy and justice. It really makes you think, right? What is our own responsibility to speak up for others, especially when the odds seem completely stacked against them?
Thanks for tuning in. This explainer was developed using materials from the Center Studio.